Hello, I'm Ryan F9 and I just got my motorcycle license. Nah, of course I'm kidding, but let's pretend I'm a newbie and go over the best beginner gear. New riders have to buy all their stuff at once, plus lessons, testing fees, and probably a motorcycle, so hey, I get it, this list is going to be focused on saving money. But I'm also going to ram some safety down your throat, because over 50% of motorcycle accidents involve riders who have spent less than 5 months on their bike. So as a newbie, now is not the time to get away with a pair of old gardening gloves or hiking boots. What you really need, no more and no less, are the 5 basics: helmet, jacket, pants, gloves, and boots. This lot costs roughly $500 on sale, $800 MSRP, and that's about the price of one premium helmet, so not bad. If I were starting to ride all over again, this is exactly the kit I would buy. Looking at the helmet first, we have a $200 Scorpion EXO R410. It got a 4-star safety rating from Sharp, which is very good. I haven't actually got one into our own crash testing lab yet, but I can tell just from looking at it that it has a couple nifty safety features that you don't normally find on buckets this cheap. One is the emergency quick release cheek pads. These will literally save your neck when the paramedics arrive. And another is this visor lock, which keeps the pebbles out of your eye in a slide. It also doubles as a lever, opening the visor just a crack to clear fog. The shell is polycarb, which squeezes this helmet under 1,600 grams, barely, but it does get within that threshold of what I would call a light helmet. It's also quite heavily molded for such a cheap bucket. I have proper cowls here at the intake vents to draw air in, and then at the exhaust slits, I have a pretty decent spoiler to create a low pressure zone, suck hot air out. The other neat thing about this spoiler is that it's reasonably slippery in a full tuck position. While the R410 is meant for more of an upright riding stance, it does work surprisingly well on sport bikes. Speaking of which, Snell 2015 sticker. Who knows, maybe you want to do a track day once you've got road riding all figured out, and this little badge will open doors for you. The head shape is neutral, which is great for about 80% of Homo sapiens, and the R410 is also reasonably quiet, probably thanks to the Herculean detent on the visor, which seals that face shield shut tighter than a whale's wetsuit. I should also mention that the R410 comes in a high-vis highlighter yellow colorway, and theoretically, that is the one you should buy because visibility and safety are synonymous on 2 wheels. I'm sort of too vain to wear a high-vis helmet, but remember that white is still a whole lot brighter than black. Next is the jacket, and I've chosen a Joe Rocket Reactor. Why? Because of these. They're Vault CE approved impact protectors, some of the sturdiest in the business, and I get them on the spine, shoulders, and elbows. Also, this material is Rockflex. It feels really soft and pliable, almost like a running jacket, but it's still 500 denier fabric, and that means it's game for a long slide. Plus, I get solid belt loops, because sliding resistance doesn't really count for shit if your jacket gets pulled up around your neck. And then there's a ton of reflectivity all the way down the front and all the way down the back to hopefully prevent a slide from happening in the first place. Of course, the safest jacket is the one that you'll actually wear. So I chose something comfortable. The Reactor doesn't feel like the beefy suit of armor that it really is. It's also very versatile. I have a vent on each bicep, 2 more at the back. It's quite breezy, and then there's room to layer underneath in cold weather as well. You have no excuse not to wear it. The one thing the Reactor lacks is waterproofing, but I don't really care because cheap waterproof jackets, well, they only stay waterproof for a few months anyway. You might as well get something that starts out leaky, but does safety and comfort very well. I'm 6'3" with a 39-inch chest wearing a size medium. It fits great pretty much everywhere except for being short at the waist, but when you have the physique of a broomstick, everything is a bit short at the waist. The Reactor comes in a high-vis colorway, and you already know that's the one you should choose, just like you know that's the one I haven't actually chosen. The next thing we're going to add to our kit is the Icon Hooligan denim pant. This has been my go-to riding jean for the past year. Unless I'm testing out a piece of gear, playing in the mud, or racing at the track, I'll be wearing these. And that's because they're not full Kevlar. I mean, yes, of course, maximizing Kevlar maximizes safety, but sweet mother of Vulcan, that's going to melt you on a hot day. Instead, Icon just sewed air mids underneath the knee panels, leaving the rest of this pant blissfully comfortable and cool. I also get CE approved knee armor. So basically we're rock solid on the 2 main danger areas, and then everywhere else it's just a slightly more abrasion resistant denim than you'd find on your Levi's. In other words, go for a long slide and your morning shower is gonna sting for a while, but at least you're not gonna have shattered knees. And that's a safety concession I can live with when it comes to pants. Plus, you'll never be tempted to ride in regular jeans because the Hooligan is damn comfortable. It's stylish too, slightly slim through the leg with little accents like a leather watch pocket, a leather belt badge. It's nice. I'm a 6'3" tower. I wear a size 32 in regular jeans, and this size 32 fits perfectly. It's one of the few riding pants that is actually long enough when I sit on the bike. It does bulge a little bit at the knee armor, but that's life. Fourth crucial piece of gear, a motorcycle boot. This is the Cortec Vice, and like the pant we just saw, it costs about 150 bucks. Most waterproof riding shoes from TCX, Alpinestars, they step above the $200 mark. But if you're not that concerned with getting the fancy Italian stallions that all the cool kids are wearing, these are a great way to save some money. And they're really just as good. The leather is cut with canvas, but as far as my foot can tell, the Vice is actually sturdier than most of the competition, especially at the toe. And the heel and ankle armor is sort of just average, but damn, this is an ass-kicking toe. Also, the fact that it's canvas really helps for breathability. I normally rag on Hypora waterproof membranes because they don't usually flow much air, but having canvas on top of it makes all the difference. This is quite a breezy boot. Size-wise, the Vice fits a little bit long. In most shoes I wear an 11.5, and yet this is a size 11, but it fits with room to spare. You can definitely tell you're wearing a motorcycle boot when you walk in it, but it's still comfortable in a moto sort of way. Cortec crossed their T's and dotted their I's everywhere else with rust-resistant eyelets and a bit of reflective badging on the heel. Nice. Saving 50 bucks on a cheapo boot might not seem like a lot, but it does actually pay for our gloves, the Scorpion Claw 2. See, new riders rarely go for a 200 mile/hour slide at Mugello, so I probably don't need half a kangaroo's worth of leather. Instead, I can get away with a shorty glove that bumps very well, like when I dump my bike at 7 kilometers an hour in the parking lot of Timmy's. The Claw 2 bumps very well indeed. Massive armoring on the knuckle, on the top hand, on 3 fingers, and on the outer thumb. I also get decent padding at the base of the palm, which is where everyone instinctively falls, but for some reason most manufacturers do not instinctively put armor here. Mystery of mysteries. All this is stitched together with goat skin leather. It's doubled up in the places that count and perforated in the places that don't. And for such an armored piece of kit, the Claw 2 is insanely comfortable. Its pre-curved construction molds to my hand like a second skin. I'll joyfully wear these gloves on any type of motorcycle. I'd wear them off the motorcycle. I'd wear them to bed if that wasn't totally weird. So that's it for the best beginner gear. If I were starting to ride all over again, this is the exact setup that I would buy. In fact, I wish I knew as much then as I did now, because I'm pretty sure my first set of gear cost twice as much as this and wasn't half as good. Thanks for watching.